We need to stop asking ourselves what happened and start talking about what is going to happen, Dr. Harris said to the President of the United States, her science advisor, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and about half of the cabinet. He could see that the president didn't like that. Julia Bliss Flaherty, currently nearing the end of her first year on that job. The chairman of the JCS was nodding, but President Flaherty was giving him a hard, squinting look, and not just because of the light coming in the window from the skies over Camp David. She thought he was up to something, trying to shift blame, trying to push some kind of new agenda. "Go on," she said. Then, remembering her manners, "Dr. Harris." 4 days ago, I watched Kidney Bean break in half, Doob said. The 7 sisters became 8. Since then, we've seen a near miss that could have fractured Mr. Spinney. "I would almost welcome it," said the president, "if we could get rid of those ridiculous names." "It'll happen," Doob said. "The question is, how long does Mr. Spinney have to live? And what does that tell us?" He clicked a small remote in his hand and brought up a slide on the big screen. Heads turned toward it, and he felt a mild sense of relief at not being stared at anymore by the president. The slide was a montage of a snowball rolling down a hill, a fuzzy bacterial culture growing in a petri dish, a mushroom cloud, and other seemingly unrelated phenomena. "What do these all have in common? They are exponential," he said. "The word gets tossed around a lot by people who use it to mean anything that's getting big fast. But it has a specific mathematical meaning. It means any process where the more it happens, the more it happens. The population explosion, a nuclear chain reaction, a snowball rolling down a hill, whose speed of growth is pegged to how much it's grown." He clicked through another slide showing plots of exponential curves on a graph, then to an image of the moon's 8 pieces. "When the moon had only 1 piece, the probability of a collision was 0, he said. "And because there was nothing to collide with," Pete Starling, the president's science advisor, explained. The president nodded. Thank you, Dr. Starling. When you have 2 pieces, why then, yes, they can collide. The more pieces you get, the higher the chances of any 2 pieces banging into each other. But what happens when they bang into each other?" He clicked the control again and showed a little movie of Kidney Bean's breakup. "Well, sometimes, but not always, they break in half, which means you have more pieces. 8 instead of 7, 9 instead of 8. And that increase in number means an increase in the odds of further collisions." "It's an exponential," said the chairman. "It occurred to me 4 days ago that it did have all the earmarks of an exponential process," Doob allowed. "And we know what happens to those." President Flaherty had been watching him intently, but she now flicked her eyes over at Pete Starling, who made a dramatic upward zooming gesture with one hand, tracing the profile of a hockey stick. "When an exponential hits the bend in the hockey stick curve," Doob said, "the result can be indistinguishable from a detonation, or it can look like a slow, steady increase. It all depends on the time constant, the inherent speed with which the exponential thing happens, and on how we perceive it as humans." "So it might be nothing," said the chairman. "It could be that 100 years will pass before we go from 8 chunks to 9 chunks, Doob said, nodding at him. "But 4 days ago I got worried that it might be one of those things that looks more like an explosion. So my grad students and I have been crunching some numbers,